I'm Michelle Raymond, and it's an honour and a privilege to be able to do this. Even though it's virtually, we're still going to give you as much value as humanly possible. So first of all, I just want to thank Gravity Angels for having me back, because I spoke at one of their events in Croydon how many years ago, and it was such a great experience. I'm glad to be back here. So what I wanted to speak to you guys about is around raising your visibility. So what I want to do is give a bit of background to who I am and what makes me the right person to discuss and to talk to you about this. And I want you to engage in the chat box. So if there's any questions that you have, we will deal with the questions at the end, but I'm going to keep an eye on that so we make sure that we get your questions answered. And there might be a couple of questions that I ask you. Please write that in the chat box. So who am I? I am, as I said before, I'm a HR consultant and a visibility strategist. And I've been working in this field now for more than 4 years. But in that 4 years, like most businesses, we go up and we go down. But I have seen that when I've raised my visibility, and I'm going to give you some real life case studies to prove this, when I've raised my visibility, I have managed to attract customers, attract clients to me, so I don't need to work as hard as trying to drag them to work with me. So I have been working with a number of brands. I've worked with National Rail, Comic Relief, dealing with their HR, and also with entrepreneurs where I've helped them get into Forbes magazine. I've helped them get TV contracts, and one person, just once for now, I've helped them get a £30,000 contract. So that's my little claim to fame in terms of my clients. But, you know, I want to tell you here and now what we're going to be covering. So there's 3 areas I'm going to cover, really touch on today is your personal brand. How does your personal brand show up online? We're going to talk about that. Then I want to talk very quickly about how you can get yourself media ready. Because if you have the media in your back pocket, I guarantee you half of your work is done, because they will promote you. And once people see that you've got those credibility indicators, people will want to work with you. And the third area is how to leverage your network. So the first thing is, you cannot be demanding if you're not in demand. You cannot be demanding if you're not in demand. Now, I've got no slides for you, but so I need you to take note of what I'm saying. There's so many people who are told to increase their prices. You know, so one day you were charging £150 an hour, now you want to charge £600 an hour. But if you're not in demand, you cannot be demanding. So people won't pay those prices unless there is social proof and credibility out there that you are worth every penny that you say. And one of the ways that we do this is through branding. And when I talk about branding, there's 3 areas that I want us to talk about. First of all, what is your purpose? And how does your purpose show up online? So when I talk about my own purpose, so I'll give you an example. When I talk about purpose with me, I'm talking about a period of time I had in my life where dealing with my ex-husband, and many people know this story, I did a TEDx on this. I was married to somebody and I didn't realize that he was living a different life. And what had happened, he ultimately was arrested, put in prison for crimes against young children. It ripped our family apart. I also was a registered foster carer, so clearly I had my foster care children removed. I also had social services on my back, and they were saying, Michelle, did you not know what's going on? Basically, during this time, I became invisible. I became totally invisible. And I said that when I get back to reality, when I get back, I'm going to make myself as visible as possible. Because during that period of time, I was only known as the wife of the paedophile. That is what I was referred to in the newspapers, because it was in the newspapers. This is what I was referred to on TV, because it made its way onto ITV News. So this is about being visible for the wrong reasons. And I said, my purpose is when I get over that hurdle, my purpose is to make myself visible, but to make so many other business people, women, young people, job seekers, make them as visible as possible for the right reasons. So that's my brand purpose. So that's why I am seen as a HR consultant and a visibility strategist, because I live and breathe this. That is my purpose. Now, when I move on from my purpose to my promise, what promise do I make? When people work with me, when people see what I do, my promise is that I'm going to get you from A to B. My question to you is, what is the promise that you make in your business that people believe? Is it authenticity? Is it trust? Is it loyalty? Is it inspiration? Is it motivation? People need to see your promise. Your promise needs to be etched in every single thing you do online and offline. And that is where putting your brand together. And the third area of branding is your position. Where are you positioned in the market right now? If you're a mental wellness or mental health practitioner, where are you? Where do you stand? Where is your position? If you're a social media expert, are you at the top of your game? Is it still a hobby for you? Are you an expert, or are you seen as an influencer? All of these things create your brand position, your brand purpose, and your branding online. So these are the 4 things I want you to make a note of. So if you have a pen and paper, I want you to write this down. Make sure your message is consistent. It's got to be consistent online and consistent offline. So if you were to Google me, if you were to go on LinkedIn and to Facebook and to Instagram and to Twitter, you will see that I'm always talking either about HR or visibility. My brand message is the same. My question to you is yours. The second area is I need you to deliver your same message, but in different ways. So it might be via text or a copy, or another day it's the same message, but you're doing it through video. Or it's the same message, but you're doing it through an infographic, or you're doing it through another type of graphic. Whatever it is, have the same message, but have different ways of delivering it, and also audio, because different people respond to information and communication in different ways. And then the third area, which I touched on earlier, is ensure your personas are online and offline, they match. I don't know about you, but how many times have you met somebody who online, they're full of energy and they've got it all going, but when you've met them in person, they're absolutely flat, they're boring. We don't want that. That's a mismatch of your personal brand. How you are online is how you should be offline. And the last area is be recognizable in absolutely everything you do. So this morning I had a webinar, and I was doing a webinar for a cohort in Dubai. We had over 60 people join, and the woman who got me to do the webinar, she said to me, I wanted you to do the webinar for us because I've seen you on LinkedIn and I want to see if you're the same for us. And I was exactly the same, how I deliver my webinars, full of energy, literally because I have to be consistent. So people know what they're getting, all right? People know what they're getting. So I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. And can you please put a yes in the chat box if you agree with what's been said already, and then we can move forward. So I've got the chat box open so I can see your comments. Thank you, Temi. Thank you, Selena. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Deborah. Brilliant. So my second point that I want to share with you is getting media ready. What does that look like? We are all business owners. Some of us are not at that point where we can afford a PR company. And I say to you, you don't need a PR company at this stage. You can prepare yourself to be media ready. All you need to do is this. Now write these things down. Have a profile. So when I was asked to speak here, and Janet and some of the other ladies, we were asked to send our profile. So have your profile ready. Your profile should identify the best bits of what you do and how you do them. Okay, so see it as a biography, a very small biography, a profile. Have that ready. The second thing you need are credibility indicators. What are credibility indicators? Credibility indicators are where you have, they could be images, it could be branding by PR. So for example, if I have, like I did a TEDx talk, so many times I will repurpose that picture because it's showing credibility that I've spoken on that stage. I've also been interviewed on the BBC and ITV. So those are my credibility indicators. So on my LinkedIn page, on my cover, I have as seen on, and then I've got ITV, I've got BBC, I've got TEDx. So these are credibility indicators. My question to you is, what are yours? They don't have to be those big companies. They could be much smaller companies. You can brand yourself with charities that you've worked with in the past, or other influencers or other brands, but you need credibility indicators to get hired, to get clients coming through your door. Then I always advise people to get a show reel. It doesn't have to be all singing and dancing. It can just be a video of you where you're showcasing your skills and expertise. But this little show reel could be 1 to 2 minutes or 2 to 3 minutes, no longer than that. But if somebody wants to see you, how you show up in person, how you show up online, you send them your profile, you show them your credibility indicators and that little video show reel, because that will speak volumes, especially if they haven't seen you in person. And the last area is professional images. Have a series of headshots and body shots ready. Because when people want to, if you've got to speak at an event, you can give them a number of headshots or body shots that they can use. Because there's no room for selfies at all. No room for selfies. So just invest in getting some professional headshots. This all creates your brand so that you can be media ready. You can raise your visibility in a crowded market. Good. Are you with me, guys? Say yes in the chat box, and we're going to the last leg when we're looking at partnerships. Partnerships. Now, I love partnerships. I'm a big and avid fan of creating partnerships. And I have there's two ways you can look at this. And the two ways are vertical partnerships and horizontal partnerships. And when I talk about vertical partnerships, I'm talking about people who are roughly on the same level as you. Who can you partner with? And when I say partner, these are people that could probably invest in your vision by helping you share your stuff. They could be people who can make introductions to other people. Or you might have horizontal partnerships. So these are people playing the game at a higher level than you. They may invest financially in your business, in your vision, in your dreams. They can also create opportunities for you. So I want you to look within your network. Who are your vertical partnerships and who are your horizontal partnerships? And let's take that one step further. Let's take it one step further. People always say, and I'm sure, let me know if you've heard this, when people say, you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. Your network is your net worth. If you have heard this, let me know in the chat box, because everybody says it, I say it. You are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with, or your network is your net worth. So this is it. We say it, but how many of us are really living it? If you were to look in your phone book right now and at the last numbers you've dialed, are these people the people who are going to help elevate you to the next level? So I believe that people should fit into 3 categories, and I'm going to give you those 3 categories for you now. So please make a note of that. You need people in, well, not that you need people, but people partner in your life in 3 areas. People that need you. So you're the person that helps them, yeah? They need you. This should be 10% of your time, where you're the shoulder that they can cry on. This is how we manage our energy. 10% of your time. People who need you. Then you should have people that feed you, yeah? And that should be 30% of your time. And and when I say people who feed you, these are people who you socialize with, people that you Netflix and chill with, your friends, and even your family members who are not going to really invest in your business, but you need them when you just need to relax. These are people who feed your energy. And then the last area, you need people that lead you. And this should be 60% of your partners. 60%. These are people who are ahead of you and inspire you. So we've got 10%, we've got 30%, and we've got 60%. Now I want you to check, is the balance right? Do you find that you're feeding people, you've got people that feed you and they've taken 90% of your partnership time? Then you've got to change it. If you're finding that you're always pouring into somebody else, which should be 10% of the time, but it's 80%, then that needs to change, because you don't have enough capacity to be fed yourself. And then people that lead you, that's 60% of your time. And that's the people that you're learning from, the people that are teaching, that are sowing into you. So I want to finish with this, with these three things. There should be people that are attracted to you because you're doing something special right now, and they're attracted to whatever's happening right now. And then there's people that are aligned to you because you have a vision and they're aligned to that vision at that moment. But then you have people that are assigned to you, and these are the people that are going to take you to the next level. So I'm going to leave you with these 4 things that I want you to do. I want you to take immediate action in whatever I've said today, whether you need to adjust your partnership model, whether you need to get your profile done, and that could be your LinkedIn profile or just a profile on a Word document. Whatever the immediate action is, I need you to say to yourself, what do I need to do and how do I do it? Create momentum. And when I talk about creating momentum, don't do one thing today and nothing tomorrow and nothing the day after. If you know that you need to show up on video consistently every day for a month until it becomes second nature to you. And then I want you to commit to yourself. Commit to yourself and say, I'm going to do this. I want to raise my visibility. I want to have the visibility factor. So I'm going to commit to myself. So what I want you guys to do, I want to give you a link, and I will actually put the link now in the chat box. And I want you to, because I'm running a training on this tomorrow with my business partner, because I have a business partner who is assigned to me. So he is playing the game at bigger level than I am, and I have done what I am teaching today. So I've just shared in the box the bit.ly. It's a webinar that I'm doing tomorrow. It's going to be for an hour. And the areas that I've mentioned today, and I'm going to go deeper into getting featured in publications and getting paid to be featured in publications, because that's what I've done, and you can do it too. And all of these things to raise your visibility is an hour training. And it's going to be tomorrow evening at 7. It's absolutely free. So I want you to register your interest. And absolutely every single person that signs up to this free webinar training tomorrow, you will also get a free training on how to get featured in Forbes magazine. If you want to get featured, this is the training that you need to be at. We want to raise our visibility. We want to stand out. So these are the things that you need to be doing to raise your brand in a crowded market. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure to be sharing just 25 minutes before you. I hope you got something for it. Please let me know in the comments. Please connect with me on Instagram. I'm Michelle_Raymond1, or on LinkedIn or Facebook. Those are the 3 main platforms I'm on. I would really like to know your takeaways from today's session, and I would love to see some of your faces tomorrow on the webinar. Thank you guys, and I hope that's been fine for you.